so there was a little bit of an update. Obviously, we knew this update was coming. Now I thought it was going to be, I guess, on New Year's, but it seems that they've already implemented it in right now, and pretty much as you guys can see, the dates have all changed. So this is on, well, I don't know if it's changed on global, but I double checked my SEA, Southeast Asia account as well as my CN account, of course. Obviously, they've now officially changed, but you do get some currency, some stamina pills, so we will gladly take that. Thank you very much. But yeah, the dates have all changed. No new event has been implemented yet. I don't know if that's still going to be committed for the 2nd of January to what they have stated. There is, well, they've said that there's a new event dropping, so I don't know if that's something they're going to commit to. With all of that, they've taken away the roadmap. So as you guys know, this is where we go to see, you know, what's coming up next. It's now removed. It's gone. They're hiding it from us. But yeah, no, the roadmap is now has been completely removed, so in a way we're kind of in the dark. Yeah, the roadmap is officially gone. Hopefully it comes back for the 2nd of January, so pretty much we're just going to hold out until Friday, see what gets added, and if the roadmap makes its return, to see on what more is being added and what to look forward to. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. Also, I just kind of wanted to throw in. Oh wait, do I have any more? No, 3 more hours. Okay. Also, I wanted to throw this in the mix in terms of pre-farming ahead of time. Hold. Put a hold to it. Put a stop to it. I've just been informed. Check this out. Boom. Yeah, you know how they did Aizen's release? You know, with how much of a hype character he was, they made it so that there's a specific set for him. It seems that Gin is looking to have something similar that's going to be done in the form of them introducing a new set for him. Now, I don't well, do I think that he deserves one? Me personally, no. But I'm hoping that this isn't an ongoing thing. Otherwise, this is going to be super annoying. Unless it's good for future characters, who knows, right? Or maybe even, well, then again, he doesn't even do any type of DOT play, so the only thing I could really imagine it doing is like maybe increasing the additional damage from debuffs, right? I mean, but yeah, I don't know. It's got to be something along that line because of the impel that he applies. But yeah, it seems that he's gonna have his own stamp card. So there's me going crazy and getting some decent actually sets on Ikaku, which is still valid. Like I can still commit to that if I choose to. But yeah, it seems that there's more to come for Gin. Makes sense, you know, now that they're doing a single character every 3 weeks now. So I guess they want to kind of keep that engagement up, you know, give us something to do, because gear farming as a whole does take a fair amount, because obviously we're trying to go for the good substats or get something good, should I say. So with all that being said, now that we're now being moved to a 3-week span, so on a monthly basis we're basically getting one character. That's kind of how things are looking, although in this month in January we're technically getting 2 characters, because when the 9th of January comes around, the next update that we're going to get, being the 1.4 patch update, is actually on the last day of January, so technically 2 characters this month, although the final character, or the second character after Gin, of course, will be practically right at the end of this month going into next month. So look at that how you will, but technically speaking it's still in January, so 2 characters. But either way, going forward, 3-week span, it's a bit of a wait. Now the way it was done on a monthly basis, when it came to Toshiro, of course, we calculated that roughly around about like 32 pools, 33 pools were obtainable. Now this sounded like a fair amount, because of course the way it would work is you would have 10 guaranteed tickets for the weapon banner, you would have 10 guaranteed tickets for the character banner, and then with the remaining pools it will be done through Jade, and then you can kind of decide on who you want to go for. Now the way we're kind of calculating how you're getting half pity every month is that you would use that 10 for the character banner, right? So you got 20 on the character banner, 10 on the weapon banner, Next character comes along, that's an additional 10 on the weapon banner, which then gives you to the halfway mark of the weapon pity, and then 20 additional onto the character banner, which then give you 40 out of 80, so to the halfway mark. So that's how the calculation is coming in. 2 characters every month, 1 character every 2 weeks. 1 character will give you 30 pulls, 20 of it will go towards the character banner, 10 of it will go to weapon banner. So on a monthly basis, that's why it's being calculated to say that you're going to get to half pity, right? And again, this isn't in the case of, for example, Toshiro releasing, you getting all of his summons and then putting it all into his... Well, technically you can do that, but then again, it'll reset your counter, right? And you're kind of at that point going off from RNG, so it's best to kind of save up to the point where you've got enough for guaranteed, just to play it safe. But I digress. So now that it's moved to 3 weeks, 3 weeks now, a singular character release, and we've got that 1 week of additional events. The developers, obviously I did check back on the video, and the developers did say that the rewards are going to be more generous, far more better to what we have it right now. That's what they're saying. And if I'm being completely real, because I was thinking about it, I was like, a character every 3 weeks, don't get me wrong, that's a W move, gives a lot of people time to kind of prepare and whatnot. But then I'm thinking about, what about the monthly pulls that we can save? Because if it's going to be on Toshiro scale, then obviously we're losing out. But if I'm being completely real, I would much rather have it where if they're doing a 3 week span of a character release and giving us that amount of events being released, and the rewards being generous and more, should I say, I would not be opposed to do it on the scale of how they did Aizen. Because Aizen has provided us, well, what do we calculate? Just under 50 pulls? And with the additional week that we're getting, I think it's fair to say that we are going to be probably 55 pulls, give or take, maybe even 60. If we're walking away with roughly around about, let's say, 50 pulls when a character releases, for example, next character is Gin, and if his whole event and his whole release entails 50 pulls, I'll be for that. But minimum what I'm expecting is we need 40 to make up for the change. That's my personal viewpoint of it. And I think what they probably will do is commit to giving us 10 of each, and then with the remainder pulls it will be through Jade, so that way we can pick and choose on which banner we want to tackle on. So it's a guaranteed 10 for the weapon, a guaranteed 10 for the character, and then the remaining, let's say, 2 pulls, or 2 multis should I say, sorry, not 2 pulls, 2 multis, hopefully more, fingers crossed. They can put it into Jade, and that way we can kind of pick and choose on who we want to, or on which banner we want to add on to. Maybe requesting a little bit more, aka to how they did Aizen. I think that should be kind of left with hype, exciting characters. That's a difficult one to say, because I know some people will be like, well, Kenpachi's hype, well, Grimjail's hype, and it's just like, god damn it. Like characters that really impact the show, you know. Again, you can kind of decide on who you think. People have got their different opinions, but you guys get the idea. And then of course, just kind of when it comes to regular characters, in a way, it will be done through giving us a maximum of 40. It needs to be a maximum of 40 of what we were getting before. I need that to transition over. If it is to how they've done Aizen's event and it carries over, that is going to be huge. I can't even express. That would be massive. Honestly, the way that this game is being handled, the way that it's being dealt with, the developers, they're listening to the player base, they're making the right changes. I know for a fact, and I've already seen it, that people are just going to bombard them with now PvP hints and like suggestions, like we need some type of online fighting play. And no doubt in my mind, I'm sure the developers will probably speak about it at a later time and being like, look, we're working on it, give us time. I do genuinely think that maybe in 2026, let's say coming to the end of 2026, maybe PvP. I reckon that if it is like a thing that's being pushed and spoken of, they'll probably talk about it maybe in the first half of next year, and then, I don't know, try and show us a little bit of a demo, maybe do like an alpha testing of some sort. But I suspect 2026, is going to be bright, especially with how the developers are handling the situation and are trying to make this game in particular be like a standpoint for Bleach games. So, and on top of that, they are trying to bring longevity for this game, which is, again, something huge. Again, I did go back over and watch the vlog video that they did, and from what it sounds like, they are trying to make this game a long-lasting game, and I am here for it. If they keep making the changes and they keep listening to communities, or us the player base, us the community, of course, then there's only bright things ahead for this game, of course. I mean, on top of that, you know, I don't want them to completely flatline and cater too much, right? Make your money. I'm here to support, but at the same time, show the player base the respect, and the player base will show the respect back. So yeah, I'll happily put money towards and support this, especially with the way the developers are handling and listening to us. So W on that part. But that's kind of where my viewpoint is in terms of currency wise on what we can farm up currently and what needs to be transitioned over to when it is that 3 week span. But we'll see on the final week left for Aizen what the additional pulls that we can obtain, so that way we can get a finalized amount. Because again, like right now, as I've already done a video on it and I've already calculated, we're just under roughly 50 pulls. So if from whatever miracle, whatever event they've got lined up, if that gives us a multi, then Christ on a bike, Aizen just came out with a 60 pull drop. A character giving us 60 pulls, that's crazy.